Okay, so today we will be studying about adverbs, the next topic in your textbook. That is the grammar portion. So the first topic in that is adverb. So before starting, we'll understand the uh, meaning of adverbs. So adverbs are words that usually modify, that is, they limit or restrict the meaning of verbs. They may also modify adjectives, other adverbs, phrases, or even the entire sentence. So, for example, Philip sings loudly is an adverb in the shower. My cat waits impatiently for his food. I will seriously consider your suggestion. Is my singing too loud? Asked Philip. My cat is incredibly happy to have his dinner. We will be slightly late to the meeting. Philip sings rather enormously too loudly. Fortunately, we got there in time. Interestingly, no one at the auction seemed interested in bidding on the antique spoon collection. So these are some of the examples. Okay. So now what are the types of adverbs? So the first type is adverbs of manner. What does that mean? So adverbs of manner refer to the manner in which something is done or takes place. Some adverbs commonly used to express this are quickly, quietly, fast and slowly. So the other examples would be they handle the job enthusiastically. She often does two things simultaneously. As soon as the bell rang, she went to the door immediately. So these are some examples of adverbs of manner. So the next is adverbs of degree. So what does that mean? Adverbs of degree describe the degree to which something is done. So these adverbs include barely, completely, considerably, deeply, greatly, hardly, highly, immensely, partly, rather, strongly and utterly. So some examples are she is considerably hunger for success. He was drunk and could hardly get his hands on the keys. Their performance was immensely brilliant. So these are some examples. So the next is adverbs of time. So what does that mean? Adverbs of time are words which describe the time when something is done. Examples of such words include always, currently, immediately, now, often, recently, tomorrow, frequently, then, soon, today, and etc. So some of the examples would say the event is starting now. Second, she will visit tomorrow. They responded immediately. It is my lifestyle. I do this daily. So the next adverb is adverbs of place. So adverbs of place are words which describe the location where the action of the verb takes place. So what are the examples? There, here, anywhere, someplace, abroad, upstairs, nearby, nowhere, below, in, out, forward and etc. Okay. So some examples are she spent larger part of her life working there. He still comes here. It's raining somewhere. He lives nearby. Now the other type is linking adverbs. So linking adverbs are adverbs that are used to link ideas or clauses in spoken discourse or written text. So the examples would be accordingly, furthermore, moreover, similarly, also, hence, namely, still, anyway, however, nevertheless, then, besides, incidentally, next, thereafter, then, certainly, indeed, nonetheless, therefore, consecutively, instead, now, thus, finally, likewise, otherwise, undoubtedly, further, meanwhile. So the example in sentences would be Jeremy kept talking in class, therefore he got in trouble. She went into the store. However, she didn't find anything she wanted to buy. The third is, I like you a lot. In fact, I think we should be best friends. Now the other is sentence adverbs. So an adverb or adverbial phrase that expresses a writer's or speaker's attitude to the content of the sentence in which it occurs, such as frankly, obviously, or places the sentence in a particular context, such as technically, politically. So the examples would be quickly, slowly, yesterday, last week, here, there, today, daily, never, rarely, extremely, annually, etc. So, the examples would be, fortunately, I had brought an umbrella. Okay, so other type is broad negative adverbs. So what are they now? Broad negative verbs are verbs in which it almost converts the proper statement into negative. So some example would be rarely, seldom, hardly, scarcely, barely, etc. So we use broad negatives to make a sentence almost negative. So examples would be, they will hardly do the work. He rarely visited the place. He is scarcely able to write the article. Next one is focusing adverbs. So focusing adverbs are used to draw attention to a particular part of a clause. They frequently point to verb phrases, but they also draw attention to noun, prepositional, adjective and adverbial phrases. So for examples, I know that at least Tom is coming to the party. At least here is focusing on Tom. The party starts at precisely 10 o'clock. They played mostly techno music at the party. So now we'll talk about formation of adverbs. So how these adverbs are formed. So most of the times an adverb is formed by adding ly to an adjective. So quick, quickly, slow, slowly. So sometimes the adjective ends in y. In these cases, replace the y with I and add ly. Easy, easily, lucky, luckily. In some cases, the adjective ends in le, able, or ible. In these cases, replace the e with y. So, gentle, gently, terrible, terribly. If the adjective ends in ic, then add ally. The exception is public. The adverb for public is publicly. Tragic is tragically. For adjectives that end in cal, just add ly to turn it into an adverb. So chemical, chemically, logic, logically. So now how this thing, comparison of adverbs, came into being. So there are three adverbs of comparison. There are three degrees of comparison in adverbs: the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. So the adverbs form their comparatives and superlatives using er and est and more and most. Adverbs that end in ly use the words more and most to form their comparatives and superlatives. The one syllable adverbs use er in the comparative form and est in the superlative form. So for example, fast, faster, fastest, soon, sooner, soonest, long, longer, longest. The comparative form is used to compare two things. So for example, we must not reach there later than 7 o'clock. You speak more loudly than a loudspeaker. So the superlative form is used to compare three or more things. He arrived the earliest, so he had to wait for the others. Why do you have to speak the most loudly of all at the meeting? So this is adverbs. Okay. So next we will be studying about synthesis of sentences.